Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's WWE Raw Recap show brought to you by RP Tubivision. Now here is your host, Ronald Ray.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your times is your road, your love life's the way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. But when it hasn't been your day, week, month, or even your year, well, I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you.
Hello, ma'ams and sirs. Just having taking a moment to be a little goofy here. Uh, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's WWE Raw Recap show. You know, I've never seen an episode of Friends, but at the time it was such a popular show. People knew the song, people knew about the show, even if you didn't watch it. But it was that popular, even though you didn't know it, didn't see an episode, you knew it was there. Uh, but the whole Kevin Owens didn't want nobody's help, and some reason, I had this had image pop in my head. Sami Zayn and maybe Cody come out and sing that song to him. Anyway, again, hello, ma'ams and sirs. Thank you for tuning in to this week's WWE Raw Recap show. I'm your host, Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Hope everybody was doing well this week. Speaking of this week, the Raw show takes place at the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island. Continuing to build up to WrestleMania. A lot of talking on the show, and I'm talking a whole lot right now. Like you care what TV shows I watched back then. Anyway, shameless plug though time. If you're not subscribed to RP2 Vision yet, hit the subscribe button, the bell, like, comment, yada yada. Now that that's out of the way, and if you do all that, it'll be greatly appreciated. But let's get this show on the road. Let's let her rip. Kicking off, Edge comes to the ring, and it kind of bummed me out here. I was like, oh no, they're going to start off doing the 30-minute promos again to begin Raw. But um, if you include the entrances and everything, the previews, it was around 8 minutes. Um, but like I said, Edge was in the ring. He calls out Finn Balor. Balor, of course, brings the rest of his Adams Family Judgment Day out. Uh, and I'm doing a thing. I made fun of myself last week for that. Anyway, Edge says okay to finish challenge to WrestleMania. I promise people I'm not drunk. I have not no alcohol today. Uh, just in one of those moods, I guess. But anyway, he says, okay, let's have a match. Let's have a Hell in a Cell match. Finn is in. Then he sticks his goons on Edge. They give him a little bit of a whooping until Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and Cancellery come in and make the save. Of course, all that gets cleared out of the way during a commercial break, and we have a tag team match in the ring. Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio against Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Dominic and Johnny Gargano started off this match. It was Johnny getting the better of the vicious convict until Dominic makes the tag to Priest. Gargano, I guess, thought about it, but thought wisely and tags on Loomis. Loomis did a pretty good job. Show some of his catch-as-catch-can style wrestling with the kip ups and threw an impressive drop kick for a guy his size. Uh, and it was actually a pretty. I think Brad Armstrong looked at that one and we would have been proud of that one. The Judgment Day will get a little hit on Gargano. Falcon Arrows, Slingshot Senton for a 2. The Three Amigos by Dominique gets another 2. Dominique will miss a 619 that hits then will eat a slingshot spear, Candice LeRae, and Ripley will get into it with Ripley getting the better of that. Loomis looked like he had Dominique down for the count, or not down for the count. Was going to put this away when he had Dominique in the standing triangle, blind tag. It's an Enziguri kick from Priest, South of Heaven, the seal the deal for the Judgment Day. Like I said, it was a pretty good little tag team match. Very impressed with Loomis as far as his in-ring skill. Next, we have in the ring, or MVP, I suppose MJF, MVP and Omos in the ring. Then Brock Lesnar comes in the ring, sizing up the big guy. Omos will put his fist in Brock's face and extends the head for a good little handshake. They do shake, but Omos didn't let go of the grip. Lesnar stomped on the Nigerian Giant's foot. But Omos, sold it a little bit. Uh, Brock did get behind him like he was about to give him a suplex, but almost reversed that, shoved Brock over the top rope. Then the officials come in and broke that up, kept things in order. And one more thing, folks, please excuse me. You'll probably hear my phone go off. I'm getting text messages, but I don't know where I think I left my phone on a counter somewhere, but it's not on me. But I don't feel like trying to find it right. Well, I know where it is. It's somewhere in this room. Uh, anyway, next matchup was Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight. Another good match. I'm pretty sure later on they're gonna have better matches, especially when I hear that the higher ups in WWE are digging on LA Knight. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna get plenty of chances at Cody Rhodes. Uh, but Cody got the early shine, getting his stuff off, plus a suicide dive. Cody would get on top rope, but Knight would spring up with the overhead suplex. Knight would get some shine time on Cody. Cody made a comeback, some back and forth. Knight goes for the blunt force trauma. Cody counters, hits the Cody cutter. Then the crossroads seals the win. Then he gets on the mic and makes a little short emotional promo. Uh, this promo work lately has been majorly right on the money. Next match we had Elias versus Bronson Reed. Uh, this must have been a popcorn match or intermission or nap match. Don't know what. Crowd just wasn't into it. Even Boog was trying to get the crowd fired up, but they probably kind of knew where this was going. This is another showcase of the new monster, Bronson Reed. Psycho Slam, Tsunami Splash from the top rope seals the deal for Reed. During the course of the night, we had some backstage segments. We seen Damage Control put a whooping on Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus is okay. They pissed her off. Then we had the search for Otis. Um Kevin Owens, as I mentioned before, wants to fly solo against Solo Sokoa. Didn't want no help from Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn. Uh, then we had a recorded earlier segment where Austin Theory came in. Uh, the Street Profits was backstage, of course, and they call him Baby Cena also, and kind of ragged on him a little bit and drag it back and forth, blah blah blah, and that pretty much sets up this match right here: Austin Theory against Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits. Starts off pretty good, little mat wrestling from Dawkins here. He gets all most of his shit in. Austin Theory would get the solid advantage after throwing Angelo into a padded barricade. Dawkins will come back, get more of his stuff in, then just totally eats a left hand forearm from Austin Theory. That would set up the 8 down, and that will score the big W for Austin Theory. Theory wasn't done yet. He wanted to send a message to one John Cena, and he put the STFU. I think that's part of called this STF instead of STFU. Anyway, he locked down that hole on Angelo Dawkins till Montez Ford comes in, makes a save, and on to the next. We have Rey Mysterio coming out, saying thanks to the fans and talks about how it's going to be an honor to be a Hall of Famer until that hard up criminal whines about daddy out making a living so little Dominic can have a nice life. He even cried about getting a BMW for his 16th birthday instead of a Mercedes like his friends. Challenged his dad for a match at WrestleMania. Ray says, "Look, I love you, but no," and the saga continues. Oh, poor Baron Corbin here. Uh, Starts out strong in this match with Seth freaking Rollins. But the bell rings. Seth comes in, House of Fire. Action spills out. Uh, Rollins hits a suicide dive. He would throw Corbin on the Miz. Miz would try to get involved, but will wind up eating an enziguri by Rollins. Uh, then Rollins used Miz as a springboard to hit the curb stomp on Barry Corbin to get the W. Next up, we had the ladies Bianca Belair against Chelsea Green. I think this most of her matches now are kind of paint by the numbers. She starts out strong, showing that she can flip, so showing how strong she is, what she is. Carmella would wind up distracting Bianca for enough time for Green to trip her up. Then she would distract the referee, so Carmella can get the cheap shot. Belair comes back with a couple roll up near falls. Green would cut her off. Some more back and forth. Belair nails the KOD for the win. And of course, Chelsea and Carmella would attack the champion again until Asuka made the save and grabbed the belt and act like she wasn't going to give it back to Bianca Belair. Uh, Asuka almost threatened to spray the mist in her face, but she just sat there and started cackling and laughing. So the mind games we're playing here. And after that, it was main event time. Solo Sikoa, Kevin Owens, street fight. Like I said last week, they should save street fights and stuff like that for later on. Maybe if Owens and Sioka would just or Sikoa, excuse me, would feud against each other. Just have a feud against each other. But it was what it was. They brawled. They used chairs, tables. Uh, Owens would take a huge back bump from the top rope onto 6 tables sitting side by side. Seen that in a few. I've been to a few independent shows where they did that spot, and it looks painful. I don't know if I would volunteer for that one, but you pretty much know what's going to come to the end. They take it backstage. As soon as Kevin Owens gets backstage, he is met by two super kick or double super kick from the Uso twins. They drag him out, put a little more whooping on him. Sikoa hit the Samoan spike, and he gets the victory. Like I said, a pretty good show. Like I said, I'd rather seen later on Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa have a feud of their own. Uh, Bianca, the slow mind games and storytelling with Bianca and Asuka coming to a head. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have I can see a tag team match happening maybe this week on Raw. I don't know if they announced it yet, or maybe in the coming weeks with Asuka and Bianca Belair against Carmella and Chelsea Green, uh, which will probably be a good match. But that will probably be the one where Asuka just blows a mist in her face and say, "Hey, the game's on now." Little comedy stuff. The search for Otis and there's Otis. Hanging out with the maximum male models, taking pictures, headshots. Uh, Chad Gable trying to get back, try to pose too, and oh, he broke the camera. But a little comedy stuff there. Corbin basically used as a glorified jobber and sort of a comedy guy too. We got still the saga with Dominique and his dad. I'm pretty sure something's going to happen either this week, next week, but soon with where dad's going to say, hey, okay, you want this match with me at WrestleMania, kid? We'll give you the whooping I should have gave you a long time ago. The concept build for Theory was good. Elias, almost like Baron, just everybody's putting a whooping on him. Like I said, probably my favorite match of the night was the Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. I've seen LA Knight ever since he was Eli Drake. That's probably the last of TNA or Impact Wrestling, whatever they call it this week. I watched. I think that on some other channel now, Access, I think, that I haven't watched in forever. That's another story at another time. Also, when Barry or um, Smashing Pumpkins guy uh, did his relaunch of the NWA, Eli Drake was on there a lot, and you see he had talent, and especially on the mic, especially on the ring, good enough in the ring, great on the mic. Had at least some kind of. I don't know if he'd be world champion, but apparently they are high on him, so hopefully he goes far. Anyway, that's it for me this week. And like I said, I don't. I think I did explain why I was laughing earlier because I was just being goofy. I tend to do that sometimes. But more likely, I'll probably have to take that down for copyright purposes. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of this week's Raw. Uh, what some of your ideas might think will happen at WrestleMania because we're getting closer to it. Which it's the Super Bowl of wrestling. WrestleMania. If you want to follow me on social media, it is Ron Ray on Facebook, on Twitter is RRP AT 46. I think I have a TikTok too, but I don't know what that one is. I think it's RP2 Vision 1 or something like that. Anyway, also Rumble RP2, which is basically the same as this. I haven't done any Rumble exclusives. Anyway, I'll quit babbling now. See you next week. Until then, you folks take it easy and have a good one.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife and Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife and Natural.